Speaking your truth, or is it speaking the truth? Well, they're two different things. They're related, and there are a lot of consequences to doing it or not doing it. And in this video, I will elaborate on this. I will clarify the differences and I will give you examples and also share with you the benefits. So let's dive into it. Like, subscribe, and share. Hi, my name is Lotfi Murat, and I'm going to answer today the questions regarding speaking the truth. Yes, some people ask you, why should you always speak your truth? Or why should you always say the truth? They're two different things. They're related, very related, much more than you may think. And let's start by speaking or saying the truth. Let's start by saying the truth. Several years ago, I decided I will always say the truth, no matter what, or simply not answer the question and say that I don't want to answer the question. I was told that you don't need to lie, you just don't tell the full truth, or sometimes it's better to lie for the greater good. And I disagree with that. For the simple fact that one day the truth may come out and it could cost you. Also, remembering which lie you've told, when things start to accumulate, when the lies start to accumulate, you may get in trouble. Lying can also be withholding the truth, just not telling everything that that person should actually know. Companies do that a lot, really a lot. And nowadays, with everything that's going on in the world, well, I can tell you, there's very little truth that's being said by the mainstream media, by the large corporations, not to mention politicians. I mean, politicians and truth, they're two opposites. But why should you speak your truth then? Because, okay, it makes sense to you, why not to lie? And actually, I must say, since I started doing that, sometimes it would have been like, no, I'm just going to say it. Because then it's out. If somebody cannot handle the truth, then it's not a problem. If you did something wrong and you have to tell the truth about it, then it's better just to get it out there and resolve the issue. Lying about it, about something that you did wrong or a mistake you made, makes only things worse. But then speaking your truth, that is speaking your mind, for example. That is saying how you feel about something, how you feel this thing should go. Whether you are at work, where you are in a love relationship, where you are with friends. Speaking your truth is also giving your honest opinion on things. We are taught to walk in line with the herd, with the sheep, that we should not take a different path. We should not be different in general, behave differently, speak differently, dress differently, because then you're an outcast and you're the black sheep. Where we are all unique. And so we need to respect ourselves first. It's no disrespect if you have a different opinion about something. If the person gets offended, that's the person's problem. There are people who get offended when they see two men or two women kissing because they believe that should not happen. They follow a religion where they're being told that is bad, you will burn forever in hell, for example. It's their belief, it's their choice. Does it mean that you should not be free because they may get offended? When some Frenchman, I think he was a journalist, made cartoons about Islam and he drew the Prophet Muhammad, he was killed for it because in Islam they say you cannot make a representation of God nor Muhammad nor any other prophet because that's a sin. And that comes from the times that people were praying to statues, to ornaments. And so they wanted to get all those out of the way. And there's even a story in the Bible about the golden cow. It's very similar. And I would offend a lot of Muslims and would say, hey, Islam took that part from Christianity. I mean, the three main religions, I mean, the connected religions coming from the Middle East, they all say the same basically, just in different words, and they came in different times. So culturally, they were slightly different sometimes. So yeah, in the end, they preach the same. But then killing somebody because it goes against your religion, what the person did, that is for me unacceptable. Where the journalist spoke his truth when he made the cartoons, it was his artistic way of expression. I myself, in my videos, in my workshops, in my seminars, my lives, I speak my truth. I say what I feel, I say what I see, and I don't try to think about, yeah, but may people be offended by this? May some people not really like it? No. There are some very sensitive subjects where I have also no fear or shame to speak my truth. And this can lead sometimes to strong debates. Well, so be it. Some people don't like me because of that. So be it. I don't need to be liked by everyone. And speaking your truth, if you want to improve that, it helps to work on your throat chakra because that's the expression chakra. And there are different ways of doing that. So there's energetic way by opening this energetic center, by boosting it. And I have actually on my website chakra meditation where during the guided meditation I take all seven main chakras can find it. I will put a link in the description where you can request it. It's free, and on that page you find other meditations as well. Um, there is creative and artistic expression, maybe drawing, painting, writing, singing, dancing, building things with your hands. Those are expressions, and they're all linked to this chakra. Doing these things help setting up the flow of energy. And once the energy is flowing properly, it becomes easier to speak your truth. Maybe even easier to speak out loud. Maybe even easier to speak out loud in front of a crowd. Crowd can be physical crowd, can be online crowd, like what I'm doing now. It can also be easier to start writing your blog, for example, and publishing it. Not just your memory for yourself, but publishing it. That's also expression. It can help you in your relationships because when you speak your truth and you speak the truth, or you say the truth, then there is no space for misinterpretation. Okay, misinterpretation can happen, but like for miscommunication, for misunderstandings, because as soon as you say what you have to say, there will be a response, and then you can have a conversation where you clarify if people don't understand. And if you're speaking your truth, you also feel secure. So it's easier for you to ask the person what it is that he understood if the person gets upset, and to clarify, to have a proper conversation. You may have questions now listening to me, like, what, you're saying this, you're saying that. I don't believe that, or I don't understand, or here's an example, and how does it work? Perfect. Put them in the comments, write directly to me. I may even answer the questions in a video. I'm not afraid of whatever feedback comes from you because I'm speaking my truth. And you may have a completely different truth about the things that I discussed. That's okay. When we speak our truth, there is no offending. There's only egos that can get offended. But when two people speak their truth from their hearts, there'll be no conflict. Doesn't mean they will agree on everything. They may realize that they're not meant to be friends or partners or whatever. But then they'll be happy to have realized that. Yeah, there may be a downside to it, but they're also happy that there is clarity so they can move on. When you speak your truth, you will attract people who are on the same frequency as you are. They may not have the same opinions, but they're on the same frequency, which means they will respect you for speaking your truth, just like you respect them for speaking their truth. So, also for making your life a better place, to have better friends, more real friends who really belong in your life, it helps to speak your truth. When I started doing that, when I started practicing that, a lot of people left my life. I didn't lose my friends that I had back then. No, they left because clearly we were not walking the same path anymore. But then, in that open space that was left behind, was actually created through them leaving, new friends could step in, completely different kind of friends. And those are my closest friends today. Dozens and dozens have left, and then dozens came back. At first, a few just, but now it's even more and more because more people start to speak their truth. As I said, we do not need to agree on every point, but we respect each other for speaking our truth. And the quality of my life improved because of it. I also started speaking my truth when applying for jobs. And that led to having or getting the right job where I did not have to lie to please people, kissing ass. No, I could be myself, my authentic self, as far as I knew what it meant to be authentic back then. And even today, I'm still discovering my authenticity. It's a journey. And the more we practice these things, the easier it gets, and the deeper we get, and the closer we get to who we truly are. So for me, life is worthless without this. I hope this video gave you some insights, gave you something to think about. Maybe you started feeling things. Sit with them, write them down. Take a moment to let things sink in, to contemplate what came up. See you in the next video. Of course, if you have questions, contact me. Have a wonderful day. Like, subscribe, and share.